Hello everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. I'm David, this channel is Tomorrow's Coaching, and I do this every single Monday. I'm answering your guys' questions from last week's video. Go down below, please, in the comment section, ask me anything you want. Come back next week to see what I say. Please tell us your locations. Let us know where you are, please. Also, please consider supporting a petition I made, Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. The link is right down below in the description box, in the comment section. Everyone in the world can sign it and support it, share it. That's all you got to do. Please. It's the #1 cause of young people taking their lives today, and it's rapidly growing. And if you think that you have not been a victim of this, you may have been, and you might be, or someone you love. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get into the answers or questions. Let's see where they start here. So the first one is from Aurel Rodriguez, the Healing Family from California. Hello. Do you thank me and you're glad I'm okay? I'm great. Thank you. Is what borderlines feel during their usual day? Oh, and I think, I'm sorry, aren't you from California? I think United States. Is what borderlines feel during their usual day, kind of like anxiety, panic attacks, like all day long? Is this like the typical symptoms they have? Hope it makes sense. Thank you. Well, anxiety is one symptom they commonly have. You can't say they all do, or I would imagine that they all are affected by anxiety in one way or another. What you're probably getting at is emotional. And so if you understand how emotions work, and we react emotionally to things, and there's a process to reacting to these emotions and expressing them and closing them, because we don't want to feel these things all the time, right? You could feel so many different emotions throughout a day, and we want to close them. And that's the process, and they don't do this very well. Some don't do it at all. Some don't even know how they feel. Their body's doing things, their emotions are doing things, and they don't even know what it is, let alone where it came from. What do I do about it? How do I avoid it again? Things like this for bad ones. But imagine, out of thousands of different things our body could be doing, imagine excitement, joy, depression, sadness, fear, anxiety, right? And you get the point. And if I don't express them, my body is literally doing all these things at once. Awful. Awful. Don't know what they are, don't know why, don't know how to make it better. And that's why they emotionally exploit you. You ground them, you make them feel better, you calm them down. You might just react with them all the time. The more common one is to provoke you when you get all pissed. God, why are you so angry, right? I'm better now. It worked. So you need to shut up now. You just took all my shit, and now you're going to express it because that's what we do. But hey, I'm done. Like a transfer. Does that help? Is that kind of what you're looking for? Let me know. Thank you. Greetings, David. It's Kimmy from Georgia. Hi, Kimmy. I love Maryland art. Also, thank you for your healing help. A lot has changed over the you're welcome. A lot has changed over the past 2 years. It's peaceful and a wonderful world. Yay. I'm glad to have found your channel. Wanted to say I left a previous comment about finding the why answers. As it turns out, the why doesn't matter, and it never did. Healing. Because it's about you. We do need to make sense and understand what happened. But sometimes we get too caught up in all the technicalities and the jargon and the labels. It's about your feelings, how bad they made you feel. So it's kind of about what they did, and you kind of want to know why. Your brain needs to understand this. It's a part of healing. Avoid things, stuff like this, learn. But it comes to a point where it really doesn't matter about this other person I will never talk to again, and their mental illness and their issues and their problems. These kinds of people are their own worst enemy, and I'm lucky to have escaped. I have some work to do still, but seeing clearly is powerful. Thanks again for all you do. From Georgia. Thank you, Kimmy. Great to hear. Andrea, don't know where you're from. Let us know your locations. Oh, never mind. WNC, USA. You know what? I saw that earlier and I knew what it was, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank now.
can't remember. I did know what it was. WNC. I keep going west. Anyway, you're in the United States. Your to-the-point content on Borderline Narcissist has been helping me get through a situation that I might not otherwise learned about. The BSery is maddening. Groundhog Day on steroids. No kidding, huh? Pervasive patterns. Going nowhere. Stagnant. Meaningless. Purposeless. Getting help and relearning me so I can get and stay free. Thanks. Great. Great, Andrea. Thank you. Emily from South Africa. I was with a therapist for a year and she would change my diagnosis every time I saw her and she refused to talk about what happened to me. Wow. That's one of the worst. I've heard some horror stories, but that's pretty bad. Completely incompetent, and it wouldn't hurt to report this person. I'm really sorry, Emily, and everyone out there who's experienced similar problems with trying to find professional help. It's common. It is. Especially this stuff. A lot of them don't understand it very well. But we don't give up. You know, sometimes even a mechanic, it could take a couple or few to find the best one. I'm sorry, Emily. I don't know, SV6320. I'm in a major city in the U.S., but do not want to give more info because my ex is violent and stalking. Well, thanks you. Yeah, that works. United States. Yes, I understand. Your ex has shown all the... Ooh, okay, this is the longest question I've ever had. Here's your question. Finally, my question is this. Do you know anything about Othello syndrome or delusional jealousy or anything about those disorders appearing with borderline personality disorder or paranoid personality disorder? I've been seeing a therapist for 4 years now, but he is not really familiar with any of this, only to say it has to do with my having an abusive parent. And I'm finding it difficult to find someone who knows about these disorders. Maybe they're not the best therapist for you. Yeah, I do. What do you want to know? Because you didn't ask. You just said, do I know? Yes. Mental illness like personality disorders will become a person's primary diagnosis. And when you have primary diagnosis this large, personality disorders, you're going to have many, many other mental illness. Most likely you're going to have, you know, some of the most common is not just Othello or delusional jealousy. Okay, so yes, they'll have many other mental illness. The most common are things like maybe CPTSD, PTSD, anxiety disorder, like generalized anxiety disorder, clinical depression, addiction disorders, eating disorders, mood disorders. Could be all of it. Delusional identity disorder, when you're talking about these two here. But you have to understand, like, delusional jealousy, I think you mean perceived slights, perceived abandonment. You're cheating on me, things like this, when you're not. But they also will do that not really believing it and just doing it to control you. It's called baiting. So my guess is, instead of Othello or delusional jealousy, it's those. This is severe mental illness. And most likely their behaviors can be explained by these and not many other ones. Does that make sense? Let me know. And if you had a more specific question about those things, please ask. Thank you. And Emily again from South Africa. Hello. I feel guilty relying on my parents financially. I'm trying to be independent from them. I'm being dishonest to them. Now, this might sound like awful advice, but I know Emily, and I know much about his upbringing, his family, both of them, both of his parents and how they are. And I'm going to tell you right now, Emily, I wouldn't tell them anything, let alone the truth. If you got to lie, lie. But you are compromising yourself, guys, when you do these things to survive. So we better get out fast. Do you understand that? Like sticking up for yourself and arguing with them. Yeah, great. But for how long? What's that really doing to you? It's not helping you. You know, I wouldn't be honest with them and tell them a thing. So you're going to have to lie, probably. But that means you're going to have to get the hell out of there, Emily. Okay? Good luck. Rory from Ohio. Hello, Rory. You've been vacationing in Michigan. At an inn, your nephew and his wife's company restored. How nice. That is great. I hope it's really nice. Must be on a lake or something, huh? My question, if you are still taking them, is about histrionics pertaining to the narcissist. Is that the same as theatrics, drama, tantrums, grandstanding, over the top and under the top reactions, meaning not taking things seriously and laughing about them? I do hope you've had an awesome weekend. I did, thank you. So, there's a lot going on here, and I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. Is you're saying histrionics pertaining to the narcissist? Is that the same as? I don't know what that means. You're asking, I think you're saying, are behaviors like theatrics, drama, tantrums, grandstanding, over the top, under the top, is that the same in histrionic and narcissistic personality disorders? People that have them? I'd have to say no. You lumped so much together. No. The histrionic, now they both typically want lots of attention. The narcissist wants adoration. Sometimes he gets labeled as just this total attention whore. That's histrionic. The narcissist wants your total control, adoration, servitude, things like this. Attention, sure. But the histrionic is such a scatterbrained, attention-seeking person. They have to be the center of attention all the time. It doesn't matter what they're telling you. It doesn't matter what they're saying. They don't really care. They act like they care. And oh my God, but they just never stop talking. So they're constantly being looked at and validated. And you want to know what's worse? Is the person that has both. There are people that have both histrionic personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder. And how do you know? Typically, there are no breaks ever. You know how no matter how toxic the people are in all your lives, you know how you have those little moments where you see eye to eye, you just kind of sit there in your time, like you say something and they actually acknowledge it, might sit there for at least a few seconds or a minute in what you said, comment about it, ask you something. Yeah, this never, nothing. You are nothing. You are not. You're barely an object, a prop. Just shut up. You don't need you to validate me anymore. Just stare at me and smile. And I just and then I tell you about this, and then I tell you about this, and I tell you about this, and then I tell you about this, and then about this, and none of it matters. But I'm going to say, oh my God, I'm such an amazing person. I help people so much, and I just want to help people, and I'm really concerned about this topic right here, and it really matters to me. And I just, oh God, and you'll see that they don't care about any of the stuff they're saying. They don't do anything that they tell you they do. They don't really go do this and try to help people and do that. No, they just seamless. Non-stop. They don't just cut you off. They don't want you to talk. And if you steal that fucking second, you steal that line for a minute, a second, oh, and they'll freak out. They'll do whatever it takes to be the center of attention. Is that what you mean? You have people that can't regulate their emotions and are like this. You have people that want and seek total control, like borderlines, narcissists. And then you have histrionic that want so much control that you do not exist. They completely erase you. I've known someone like that, and it's just disgusting. Let's see. Thanks, Rory. Let me know what you think of what I said. I may not totally understand what you're asking me. And you have something else here. Short question from Ohio. Would you please comment about how dismissive the narcissist can be to you, squashing any of your beliefs, feelings, emotions, creativeness? Thanks again, David. Well, yeah, I mean, they kind of do that, but it's really not that big of a deal, Rory. You know, like the other questions I have are way more important, way bigger problems than that. I mean, just kidding. Yeah. You got to understand what a narcissist is, how they think. Take a child, a toddler, laying on their crib, right, playing with their feet, put them in their mouth. The world ends right there, right here. There's nothing else going on anywhere else. Just here, right here with me. And anybody that leans in close enough, oh, they're in my world. Hi, in my world. They don't really understand or see you as a separate person or a human being. They seek total control on how you see them, what you think of them, what you're doing for them mostly. Okay? Where other people or more toxic people really create the narrative on what they look like, and that's what matters so much. And yeah, they'll do that, but they care about what you are doing for them. So, how dismissive the narcissist can be about your beliefs and your feelings. Yeah, that's a whole nother you, Rory. We have needs, we have feelings, we have wants, we have values, we have beliefs, right? And so does a narcissist, kind of. They're not very aware of it. But this right here is a clash. And this will not work until it's like this. You have status? No, you don't. They do. You are happy? No, you're not. Shut up. You make them happy. You see what I'm saying? If you have values like respect and integrity and honesty like that, they don't. So what do you do with those? Gone. You have needs, they won't meet them. Gone. You have things you want in life, they don't help you. Gone. You don't get them. You have feelings and feel bad, they don't care. Keep feeling bad. Whatever. Your beliefs, whatever. Objectification, parentification, things like this don't exist. Erased. And you lose a sense of yourself, and that's why you feel like this towards the end of the relationship, afterwards. This is why you do things that aren't you, like you reactive abuse. You start doing drugs for the first time at 39. Now you have a drinking problem for a few weeks. You're like, what the hell's going on? Abusing my medication. Oh, I just kissed this person when I'm married. What the fuck am I doing? I just quit my job. Why? Yeah. Does that help? Let me know, Rory. Emily again from South Africa. My parents seem so happy. Now, what's troubling, Emily, is that you're saying seems so happy instead of look so happy. Emily, are your parents happy? We've done this so many times. Your parents are the two most miserable people I've heard of lately. Just some of the most severe mental illness, always upset, always. I mean, I don't know where you get this, that they seem happy, except they might smile sometimes. I don't know. You said, but I'm angry because of all the times they hurt me. They don't seem to deserve it. They don't seem to deserve happiness. Well, they're not happy. And what have they possibly done to be happy? And we don't seek happiness. Happiness is fleeting moments, not a state of being. We seek comfort. We want to be comfortable. Your parents comfortable? Nope, not at all. And that's why you're not either. Are they good or bad people? People aren't good or bad. We do good and bad things. People aren't evil. We do evil things. I know you like to point the finger and need an enemy and you got a virtue signal. That's what you're doing. When you call people evil, you're virtue signaling. Oh, you're amazing. Yeah, all of you. Go ahead, go to the comment section. Tell me someone you know is evil person, bad, should die, should be alive, they're not a human. Oh, but you must be so morally pure, huh? So amazing. You just stepped on them and said, yeah, but look at me, I'm awesome, I'm amazing. Uh-huh. You ever done something bad? Yeah. You ever done something evil? Maybe. Your parents aren't good or bad. They're toxic, they're sick, they're mentally ill, and they're uncomfortable. You said, are they good or bad because they took care of you? No, that was their responsibility. That was their choice to have you. And they're supposed to take care of you, but they neglected you. They neglected the responsibility. They were supposed to care for you. That's abuse. So are they good or bad people because they abused you? Still, they aren't good people because they took care of you. They didn't take care of you, Emily. You mean physical care. They fed you and clothed you. That doesn't make someone a good person or a bad person because they neglected you. You said they just didn't prepare. No, here, let me read the whole sentence. Are they good or bad people because they physically took care of you? They just didn't prepare you for the world in any way and normalized emotional abuse. Right? Do you see how we can't put it in good or bad? No one can. There's nothing in this entire universe that is good or bad. It's simply perception. What do you think they are? You want to label them? Because if you label them bad, there's going to be someone that labels them good. You want to label them good? I'll label them bad. So neglect is something that is a pattern. It's generational, and it means that they were neglected. I'm going to tell you this right now. Every single parent that neglects or abuses their children doesn't know better. They know that what they're doing is wrong, maybe, most of it, somewhat, kind of, but they don't know how to raise you in a healthy way. They were not raised in a healthy way. They didn't learn. They aren't just having all this knowledge and saying, nope, we're not going to give it to them. Haha, we're so healthy, but we're just going to be really unhealthy towards our kids. No. Your parents are a mess because their parents are a mess. And if you don't get away from them, you're going to keep feeling like a mess. Break the cycle. It's really good you're trying. You're seeking help from different people. That's really good, Emily. You're doing great. But I just don't see how you're going to stabilize unless you're out of this amazingly toxic environment. Your parents are destabilizing you every single day. Okay? I think that's it. Short, just a few questions. Only got a few hundred views last week. Got like 40 likes. Hopefully we get more this week. Thank you guys. If you guys want coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Love yourself first, okay? Have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.